Big Talk Nation. Welcome back to another episode of the Big Talk Podcast with Chris and Greg. This is Chris.
This is Greg.
And I almost stumbled over my words. And this is Overkill, the Years of Decay, in our final week of heavy metal.
Hell yeah, man.
Metal. How's your volume on the music, dude? Do we need to turn it up? I guess I can do it later and post edit. Sounds good.
You know, Chris, we always need to turn it up, but it's all good right now, man. We can listen to it. Let's get this episode going.
Yeah,
hell
man.
yeah.
The Years of Decay from 1989. Which would make this, it's, what? I can't do math. 35th anniversary year?
Probably.
In October, yeah.
35
years ago.
Wow.
Listen to this.
These guys
If you guys have never heard Overkill or heard of Overkill, in my opinion, my humble opinion, they may be the most overrated and underrated and overlooked thrash band of all time. And this album is just, if you take away like all like the big four basically, I mean, Testament and probably these guys, those are probably the top two right there. But Overkill, this album is, I've just heard this album so many times, it's just near and dear to my heart. I love it, dude. This is good stuff right here. Great stuff.
You know, just saying about, like, other than the original Big Four you were talking about, wouldn't Exodus be part of that group, too?
Yeah, I was never really big into Exodus.
Yeah.
I haven't really listened to a lot of them. I would have to maybe go check them out. Maybe we'll do an episode on them one day.
But in the thrash, it was kind of like, you know, like the Testaments. You got Overkill, which I'm not denying they belong there. Exodus was another one.
I'll put them at number 3.
Yeah. Yeah, but
They would be in that group, yeah, but I was just saying
the next class of thrashers. That's how we should say
but
it.
these are it. These are of that group of the second tier,
yeah,
if you will, which I think they should be included in the first tier.
Definitely.
I think they're just as good as any of those guys. Overkill. Let's go. Track 1. Time to Kill. What do you think? What do you think about Overkill? What do you think? I know that this was my choice for this month. I said, all right, we're going to do thrash. We have to do Overkill. We have to do Years of Decay. Yeah. How did you, because I know that you weren't as familiar with this band as I was, so going into this, what were you thinking? And since listening to them, what are your thoughts on them?
Definitely brought me back to that feel of that 80s thrasher, the first incarnation of what I was including, what I was following with them. It brought me back to the feel and the sound of the early part of the 80s, or late part of the 80s, I should say. And I thought, pleasantly surprised, this was a great killer album, man. I can just, I'm almost like mad at myself. What the hell did I miss out on?
Yeah.
In that sense.
And that's what I was talking about a couple episodes, 2 episodes ago when we were doing Testament. This is the best part of doing this show. I'd rather do this than look at your face. Rediscovering and discovering great music that we missed or we forgot or we just needed to be refreshed.
Yeah, refreshed.
This is one of those albums for me I haven't listened to in a long time, so I'm glad I got to. I'm glad I kind of brought it to you. You've brought a lot to me. I finally got to return the favor. It was probably the first time I've got to return that favor. It only took us 114 episodes into the show. But, man, listening to this again brought back memories. Definitely introduced to me by my brother who was heavy into thrash. Overkill was like his band. Like this Overkill's his band. This is the band he loved. Man, Time to Kill, dude. Every time I listen to it, dude, I walk away. Time to Kill. Like I keep singing it to myself. It's so catchy, and I really love. And we'll hear it throughout this song, and I'll probably bring it up more and more each song. Is when they were talking about the producer. Overkill, produced it. There's also Terry Date did production on it also. Terry Date, the great Terry Date.
Yeah, right.
Who later did the Pantera. And this is, sidebar on that, which I actually wanted to bring up, but since I brought up Terry Date, Overkill. This is the band that really solidified Pantera's decision to go from '80s hairband style to their groove metal, thrash metal sound. You're gonna hear some stuff on this album that goes, yes, I see the link. Terry Date was the connection, but you see the link between two bands because they hired Terry Date solely because of his Overkill work. This album. But one of the things he did in the, let's go to the next song first. Let's go to the next song. One of the things that he did with this album was because Dee Verney, who's the bass player, let's go through so you got Bobby Blitz's vocals, Dee Verney bass, Bob Gustafson guitars, and Synth Falk is drums. So with Dee being bass, and you can hear him. Hear him?
Yeah.
Is the way, I guess, that Terry Date did it, because the album before this, God, why is it freaking escaping my mind right now? Under the Influence, they didn't really like the sound that they had with that. So with this one, the way he kind of
the sound of the album,
they didn't like the sound. The mix that he did on this was he was able to find a void, I don't know exactly, able to get rid of the mids and do this to the highs and the lows, and then found this empty space and just dropped Dee Dee's bass right in there. That's why through this whole album, the bass just sticks. Okay, so this is 89.
Yeah.
This is kind of And Justice for All Time.
Okay.
If you listen to those two albums, it is night and day.
Yes.
This is way better of a produced album than And Justice for All. You couldn't even hear Jason in And Justice for All, which is, the famous story about how they buried it. But the bass, I love the bass guitar sound. It's probably my favorite part of the album. Is just sitting there listening to the bass. Sometimes that's all I'll be like, oh shit, there's more song going on? What's happening here? And I love it, dude. The bass, a lot of thrash bands, you really get that bass sound out of it. And this album in particular, just amazing how Terry Date was able to do that.
This is my favorite song from this album.
Elimination?
Yeah. It really, really, I would want to hear this, like you said, the earworm, sometimes you get these things, it was this song that would kind of get me.
So, when listening to this song, some of them are kind of just thrown at you, Some of them you kind of dig and find out what songs are about, because that's what I like to do. So this song's about a guy, finding out he has a terminal illness and dealing with that and thinking he's being lied to, why do I have this illness? How come no one ever told me? Feeling like this, lost kind of thing. But then it's also kind of a feeling of, this illness is taking kind of over. Elimination. Eliminate the weak, eliminate the strong, eliminate the right, eliminate the wrong. It doesn't care who it goes after. I kind of think about it this is the 80s. AIDS was big during the 80s, and I think this song is trying to tell you it doesn't go after homosexuals or people of color. It goes after everybody. Anybody can get it, and I don't know if that's what the song was about, but because of the time, because of the lyrics, that's what I kind of am saying. I wonder if that had any influence on it, of them saying it doesn't matter who you are.
Exactly.
This can kill you, or anything can kill you.
Exactly. I got that feel for it too on this song.
Did you hear that little double bass drum feel
dude.
right there? Headphones. Oh man, I love it.
I thought the guitarist Bobby did. Ooh, another little quick solo in there.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And this was his last album with them. We should throw that out there too. They did this, then they did the tour, and then they parted ways. And then they don't even talk about whose fault it was. I was trying to read some interviews, and nobody really says, oh, he left or he was kicked out. It's kind of like it was either one or the other. No one really knows, I guess. It means 1990 or so.
Yeah.
Who's going to remember that long ago, dude? Who cares?
Not me.
This is good stuff right here, dude. Dude, Bobby Blitz's vocals, dude. You
Right?
either love him or you hate him. I love him.
I have to be with the way this band is. I'm loving it. He's clear, crisp, and a little high, but it works with that thrash sound.
But he's not, his vocals, like you said, they're tight, dude. He's right where he needs to be.
Yeah.
He's not off key or out of tune. He's right there. Listen to that little outro right
And
here.
it's a little different than the other bands that you're getting.
Yep.
If I had to say anything, his vocals were close. Maybe Anthrax, the singer from Anthrax. He, not saying they're very similar, but he's singing a little high. This guy's singing a little high, and this definitely can definitely go through. Love it.
Track 3, I Hate. This is the only, out of all of the songs on here, this is the one that I kind of think harkens back a little bit to their earlier stuff. It's just I hate you. That's kind of the whole song.
Yeah, but
It's kind of like adolescent, and I don't want to say immature because this song they matured a lot, but the lyrics are a little bit like, okay, dude. So I think this is the one song that lyrically I think is less than the rest.
Okay.
But the music in this song is killer, just as killer as any of them, dude. Because you start out with Time to Kill, Elimination, I Hate, thrash. I love it, dude. It's so good.
You're going straight into it, man. Yeah, totally love it. Totally dig it.
And I like right here, I like that the stops in the music. They do that a lot in these songs.
That was just the thing. Hey, let's stop. Let's do this. Let's
Yeah.
do that. Love it.
All right, dude. October 13th, 1989 on, I believe, Atlantic. Yep, they were first signed to Megaforce. This was like Megaforce Atlantic. We said Terry Date was the producer who's done Pantera and Ozzy. I think we went over it a couple on the Pantera episode, Everybody Metal Church. Sir Mix-a-Lot. I think I brought them out, dude. Soundgarden, if I remember correctly. Those are some of the bands that they influenced them. Or excuse me, that he produced. Sorry, I was thinking about something else. And Elimination, the last song we heard, was actually a single.
Yes.
It was on MTV, dude. Did you watch the video?
Yes, I saw the video.
What'd you think of it?
Loved it, man. It was just them rocking out. That's what I'm saying. It was just like that guitarist, Bobby, really impressed me. I was
T-shirts
like,
and denim.
Right? That's all you need.
That's all you need, dude.
Yeah, you don't need no fancy jacket.
No, you don't need no fancy
you don't need
jacket.
no poofy hair. Just do it.
Listen to that. Did you hear that double drum? Oh, man. Killer. Let's go to the next song.
All right.
You ready?
Damn.
Track 4, Nothing to Die For. Listen to that. The bass. You can still, it's
Right?
Oh man, that's killer, dude. Jeez, Nothing to Die For. Kind of like, you know, I don't know. What do you? I know I always talk about it, about what I think songs are about, what they're actually about, what I think they're about, and how wrong or right I am.
But yeah, but that's the your interpretation is how you interpret it. It doesn't actually mean, like he said, we can go to the artist and sound like, oh, I wasn't thinking that, but you got that out of it. All right, cool.
I get out of this one, someone just living a self-destructive behavior.
Sure. Yeah.
Almost like, oh, there's nothing to die for. Like, there's nothing I would give everything for, so I'm just going to be like, not give a shit about anything, kind of a life. Which goes right along with kind of thrash.
Exactly.
I don't want to say, I don't know if I'm going to coin a new term here, gutter thrash. Because, you know, they had Hello from the Gutter was their another one of their big songs. But that's kind of like, Overkill had such their own sound. Oh, dude, that's killer right there. That's kind of like the lyrics kind of go along with that sound and kind of like the aura of them, I think.
I like how you say that. Gutter thrash. It
sounds like gutter thrash.
You know?
And that's a compliment, believe me. That's
definitely.
a fucking compliment.
That's killer.
See how they slow it down right there? I love this part coming up right here in the middle of the song. The little bass solo.
Yeah.
Let's pause right here. We'll listen to it. Not this. This is guitar. Right into this. Right into this fucking thrash solo, dude. Killer. Dee Dee, dude. underrated bass player. Probably no one even knows who he is. I didn't even know him by name.
Yeah,
Until
exactly.
you start doing a lot of research for the episode. You're not sitting there going, oh yeah, gee, that guy's great. You gotta listen to him. But
a lot of the stuff I heard was just Bobby this.
Bobby Blitz.
Bobby
Blitz. And
know.
Dee Dee's another founding member. They're the only two that are still in the band today.
Yeah.
And Greg, you were telling me earlier when we were just kind of chit-chatting that you were listening to some of you went down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, and I started listening to some of the newer albums that they released last year and the year before. Man, their sound is awesome, man.
2023, new album from Overkill. And what did you think of it?
I thought the sound was awesome, and it had more of a modern thrash sound from these guys. Like I said, this is 89, 88 when they recorded this and what technology was to the sound they give it today. Fuller, great sound, and Bobby's still sounding excellent, dude, on this. Yeah, it was great, man. They got a couple of great guitarists on there, man. They were back and forth.
Did you say they have two guitarists now, right?
Yeah, now they have two guitarists. I don't know how long they've had two guitars, man, but
I think I was reading they had some younger
had a
guys
sound.
in the band now that kind of have given them injected a new spirit into the band, kind of spirit. I don't even know if that's the right word.
maybe
but you know
not
what I
as
mean.
old as Bobby and Dee Dee. Maybe 5-10 years younger. Yeah, they got some good. The drummer's also a great guy too.
Yeah, dude.
He sounds great. But as the four members right here, great sound, great element, great writing on this album.
Listen to the bass. Dude,
Right?
it's great.
Damn.
Track 5, the epic 10-minute, 15-second epic, Playing with Spiders and Skull Crusher. Now, I know when you were listening to this album, you probably weren't there's some, basically first half, second half,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So the first half we just went through, we had, thrashers. They slowed it down a little bit on Nothing to Die For, but basically nonstop thrash.
Yes.
And then you come to this and you're thinking, oh, they're gonna do it again. This intro tells you they're gonna do it again, and then they don't. So when listening to this song, when you first heard it, were you kind of like, what were you like? What was your thoughts on it?
It was like it went heavier and not faster, but heavier on me. And that's what I thought. I was like, man, this is just different element from the guys and good. Glad. I'm glad this is not their first album. I'm glad we're listening to their fourth album.
Yes.
And they have a sound, they have a rhythm, this is just heavy. This is not fast. This
No.
sounds killer. Hey, remember how we were talking about Megadeth and kind of slowed it down on their intro? Maybe these guys did the same thing. Say, hey, we don't have to go heavy.
Oh, they
we don't have to
definitely
go
did.
speed. Let's go heavy. What do you got for me? And he pulled this out, man.
And this is full on Black Sabbath, right?
It
here, dude.
sounds like
this is
it.
a Sabbath influence, showing another side. I love it when bands do that because at this point, it's unless you're coming out the box,
Yes.
like that you are the greatest thing that's ever been made since sliced bread. You can maybe get away with this, but once you've established yourself, see, here's this. Let me kind of caveat, like U2. They seem to. Oh, remember they came out. They always changed their sound and everything every album. And to me, it just got a little too much. I was like, no, that's not. I like that U2. Those 2 albums ago. I don't know
Yeah.
what the fuck you're doing now. Overkill. I like it when bands kind of keep doing the same thing, but then they're like, oh, check this out. On this album, we're gonna do a couple songs here. Check this out on the. Like they don't. It's like you get 10 songs, 8 of them are thrash, but we're going to give you a couple of something else. So you have that choice of yeah, these are all killer, but I don't really like these. Or you can be like, I like they're doing a little something different. Giving their fans a little option instead of just changing everything.
But that's the
Like
whole thing.
Metallica, the Black Album, change.
Yeah.
They lost a lot of fans, but then they gained a whole bunch here. You're really going to keep your same fans because the majority of the album is that thrash.
Correct.
That they're known for and that their fans love. I mean, none of these were singles. You're not going to really gain any more fans, but I don't think they're going to really push anybody away from a couple of these tracks that they slowed down.
But when you look at the album as a whole, that's when they're going to go, oh, shit, this is great. Look at these guys.
Dude, I love it.
However they came up with it, this is just a great sound. It's just his voice isn't there. Maybe not as high, a little lower.
Right, with
but
the
it's
music,
going
dude.
with the, with the guitar and the drums and the bass.
Yeah. Yeah. Love it. Skull Crusher. I love it. I love it with the K in there. I love how they spell it, Skull Crusher, with the K in there. So as far as what I know about this song is that Gustafson, the guitar player, kind of came with this idea of like, look at this idea I have, and I think him and Dee Dee had worked it kind of, then they brought it to Bobby, and they worked it out from then. And I read a lot of, I don't know if you went and read any reviews or read any older reviews or what people were saying now. This was one of those songs where people were saying it goes on too long. It's drawn out. It gets boring. Once you've heard it once, I skip it. I didn't skip any of these songs. This whole album, I didn't skip any songs at any point at any time when I was listening to it. I love how long this song is.
Okay.
It's right where it needs to be. If it was 20 minutes, that might be too much. If it was 5 minutes, it wouldn't be good enough.
Okay.
You'd want more. I just love how it just like chugs along. You don't get bored of it. It doesn't get boring for me.
Not like Meatloaf and you just get bored of it.
I love Meatloaf, dude. Meatloaf's great, dude. And I know
about 13 minutes. I ain't hearing no.
It's actually 11 minutes and something seconds. Yeah. You guys got to go back and listen to this. Whatever, the Valentine's Day episode.
Yeah.
I see this as like Skull Crusher. I think this song to me is about drug dealer, drugs. I believe, I got to look at these lyrics if I remember correctly. Him talking about like a pusher, what is it? About a pusher, death pusher taking me away last time in my life. Just things that are, putting everything to the side. Skull Crusher, it's somebody maybe dealing with addiction problems, and the drugs or the person putting on them or not having a support system is what's crushing you, crushing your brain, crushing your mind. That's my literal what I think it's about.
That's basically what I was getting from it.
And here we go, dude. Let's change it up just a little bit.
Yeah.
Listen to the guitar, dude. That was killer right there. I would love to listen to all 10 minutes of this. And basically, it plays out here in the middle, then it kind of goes back to what it was at, and it just plays out. Let's go ahead and go to the next song.
All right.
Right here, dude. Birth of Tension, track 6. Right back into it, dude.
I want to say a little more heavier still.
Heavier, dude. Yeah, heavier.
Still not.
Okay, guys. Take a seat. Take a break. Now we're coming back. Now we're fucking coming. Dude, Sid Falk's drums. This is all about him. This song for me.
Okay.
Listen to that. He's the driving force through this whole song. It's really about the drums. Listen to the bass, though, dude. Oh man, it's great, dude. Killer bass. The drums are killer.
Terry Date really didn't. How you described the bass of Finding the Void.
It's like got its own pocket, dude.
I agree with you, man. This is shit.
Listen to that, dude. And here's the thing. A lot of times you think about thrash, especially new thrash, the drums, it's like that's what you get through the whole fucking song. And to me, at times, well, I would say almost all the time, it's like too much. Stop. You don't need. We get it. We hear it. I like how he's giving it to you, and then they're doing that. I like it a lot better than something that, that's just the whole song.
Exactly. Because you have to add something different.
Depth.
Yeah.
You gotta add
there
depth and layers to the song, and maybe even chapters. The music telling a story along with the lyrics of like, oh, change it up, slow it down, speed it up, different. See, right back into it. Oh, that's killer, dude.
Let me ask you this. Did the members that were doing this album, did the first 3?
I'm not sure. I would have to go back and look.
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure if they were... Well, Bobby and Dee Dee, obviously.
Correct.
I can go back and look for you right now.
I just want to know because you said them gelling. Like sometimes, hey, this is our 3rd album together. This is our 2nd album together. And they just get a feel for each other and know what they like and know what they don't like and what works and what doesn't work,
Right here. The No, they didn't. It was. I think that this was Sid's second album with them.
Okay.
I just went back and looked.
But still, so he has a certain rhythm, he has a certain feel. Second album, so he did an album and a tour with these guys. Probably, I got a feel for them. That's why he did great on this album.
I didn't want to interrupt you. I want to let you finish, but listen to this. The music, how it was right there.
Mm-hmm.
That groove that it had, that really makes me. That's a thing you can take away and say, that sounds like Pantera. Right after the chorus, they went into that groove. Before this, when you were talking, if you guys want to go back and listen to it, it had that groove. You know, on a lot of their songs, they have that just groove.
Yes.
That's what that sounded like. And, you know, we talked about it earlier. Overkill, Pantera, Terry Date. There's that link. But you hear the song elements that are so similar, and you're like, it's an obvious connection. And I love it. I love it when you can do that. Like,
right?
And then you got Black Sabbath here, too. You know, Ozzy, Terry Date, Black Sabbath, Overkill, maybe. I don't know. It could be something there.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, this solo's
Where's
killer.
Bo Hill?
Oh, he's producing rap. Isn't that bass? Woo. That's killer, dude. Let's go to the next song.
All right.
Change it up again, dude. Change it up again.
These guys are doing great, man.
This is my favorite song on the album.
Oh, okay.
This is my favorite song on the album. Even here with the intro, started out nice and up. Now let's add some spookiness to it. And then when they break into the groove, dude, it's the best groove on this whole album. I love it. I don't even know what else to say, dude. Just want to listen to it again.
And again and again and again. Yeah.
8 minutes, this song.
Damn.
A little scared. Who tends the fire? So you hear that coming in. That's killer.
But that always works well. Like this, that's a good route. Let's do this and bring it in slowly and get a feel, get you to get an atmosphere. Get
Yeah.
a feel for
Oh, yeah,
what you're
dude.
doing.
I just want to get to this groove. You hear the bass. Everything's got its own spot. There it is, dude. It'll be a Pantera song, dude.
Right? Almost.
Listen to that bass. This makes you want to drive your car 1,000 miles an hour. 1,000. Different vocals.
Yeah.
This is
Yes.
like probably out of all the songs, this is him actually probably singing, like really this is him singing.
More than screaming.
So now we're, you know, thrash, really slowed it down for Skull Crusher.
Yeah.
Now we came back with Birth of Tension. Now, Who Tends to Fire? Totally different groove. That bass is still carrying the song in the back. Bobby's vocals are amazing. They're great. God, I love it, dude.
Killer, like you said, dude.
Great lyrics, dude.
Right?
Yeah, there's something. I know this song was 8 minutes long, so I didn't know how long we were gonna listen to it. So I kind of, you know, last time I listened, I was like, okay, there's some parts on here I want to make sure that we get to.
All right.
I really enjoyed them.
You want to do some business while we're in between?
Oh yeah, we can. At BigTalkCG.podcast on TikTok and Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, The Big Talk Podcast with Chris and Greg. That's Greg with 3 G's. 1 in the front, 2 in the back. Let's go. Listen to that
Yeah.
bass.
Hey, just saying about that, dude. I had one of the guys at work, start listening to the podcast, and he came up to me and goes, "Oh, Greg, I get it now. 1 in the front, 2 in the back." And then he said, "Every episode, I love that when you guys do that."
That's the way we
And I
do
was
it.
like, That's how it is, baby. So kudos to you, Chris.
Well, thank you. My natural, it just oozes out of me naturally, dude. It's like
Keep the oozing to a minimum.
it's my vocal musk.
I like that.
You can't.
Vocal musk.
Yeah, you can only hope to contain it. You should bottle that shit up and sell it. Here, I'm just gonna fast forward quick here a little bit because I don't know, we don't got all day. Right here, dude. This is so we've heard that
We got all
much.
day, yeah.
Now right here, the song really changes.
Yes.
Whole feel, the whole song has changed. He kind of goes back into that Bobby Blitz vocals a little bit. It's like a mix between his, the first 2, 3, 4 songs and something
The
new.
guitar tone is,
Yeah.
like you said, it was changing. Now it
makes your ear go, oh, this is interesting. See? Love it, dude. It's like, oh, we're going to change it up and make it a little interesting for you within the song. That's why I love... Okay, some of their older stuff is not as interesting as this album is. This album, I think, production-wise, songwriting-wise, lyric-wise, they really took a big step up. And the last album, this one were only like a year apart. So
Yeah.
It's not like we're talking it took them years to do it. I think, Terry Date had a lot to do with that as well. It really captured their sound, understood them as an artist, but also the band stepped it up, songwriting and lyrically. Just a step above where they were before. I love it, dude. There was one more part of this song I wanted to listen to quick. Is that cool with you?
Yes, definitely, man.
I gotta fast forward it here one more time. I know we don't do this a lot, but the song's so long, I gotta do it. Usually we can talk it out, but I don't think we can talk for 2 more minutes. Right here. Right here, we'll have a little bass guitar and solo guitar out. Change it up again.
Right? There we go.
That just makes me smile.
Right?
That's just... Now this is some little, they really changed this song like 2, 3 times because they went from, the beginning where it was kind of like mellow.
Yes.
Mellow thrash, then back into thrash, then back into mellow, and then they just bring it back into this with solo on the outro out, making that song just chapters, like we had talked about before. And I wonder if they write the song kind of thinking like, oh, let's change it here, let's change it here. I'm sure they do. They know more about it than I do.
Great description of
Sorry,
that,
dude.
man.
I was a little selfish on this one because it's my favorite song, so I really wanted to share it with everybody.
Nah, man.
Make them love it as much as I do.
You got me on that one, man. Shit.
Yeah, I know I got you on that one. The Years of Decay.
Okay.
Track number 8. Now, this is really a curveball. So, once again, I'm going to ask you again. Obviously, listening to all that, pretty slow down for Skull Crusher. The last one rocked. But then you come to this one that's just like...
Yeah.
Am I still on the same album? Like, right? This is... they give it a little bit of oomph, in the end of the song. But this is really a ballad. What do you think of the song?
Just at the first interpretation of it, I thought it was different from what I was expecting from them. There you go. Let's go that way. Same thing with Playing with Spiders and Who Tends the Fire. All those, I didn't expect it. I was expecting more to the whole 8, 9 songs. But hearing something different is always good.
Yeah.
So
It's a pleasant surprise. It's a surprise, but I think it's a good one. I really like this song as well. Yes, I love the thrash, but I also love this stuff too.
Correct.
And it's good to kind of get all this kind of stuff you like in one album like this. It's great.
And his voice is a little deeper now.
Yep.
Like, I'm not expecting that from when I heard the first song to this.
Acoustic guitar. Are you kidding me? Get the fuck out of here. Love it. Like, I'm wondering, like, when this first album came out, or when this album first came out, Overkill fans, thrash fans, if they heard this shit, they're like, what the fuck is, like, did they take their tapes out and chuck them? Or were they kind of like, oh, I really wonder, like, first year in the heyday, your thrash's life, thrash's life, you put in this Overkill album. You start hearing this, are you...
Wouldn't that have been a question for your brother? Because he, like you said, like, what did you think of that kind of stuff when hearing this? Leave it.
We'll have to get, I'll have to do a little, like, short give JJ a call, get him on like some video or something, and we'll just throw that up on Instagram or TikTok. Ask him about the first time he heard this song on here. I love it. It's great. I'm not sure what he was writing this song about. To me, it really kind of it's almost like a biography of or an autobiography of a rock star, of a musician.
Okay.
Because he talks a lot about being out, being away, on the road, and how slowly your life kind of is decaying. These are the years of decay, and you're doing it for the love,
Yeah.
but you also see it taking its toll.
Correct.
And those are the years of decay until you're dead. Like, that's what, to me, what this song is about. And I think that might be what it's about. I don't know.
And the sound of the drums was just awesome prior to that.
Hey, what do you think I'm going to talk about right now?
Damn. The bass.
The bass, dude.
The bass. Slapping the bass.
Bass, drop it right in there, dude.
Yeah.
I love it how everybody's gotten their chance to shine. Guitar player, obviously.
Yes.
It's thrash. You're
Yes.
shining a lot. Bobby with his vocals. 3 or 4 different vocalizations, different styles that he's got to do on this album. The drumming, he had the what was the song where he's driving? God, I can't remember it, dude. Birth of Tension.
Okay.
You know, the drumming is just Sid just leads it out. And then the bass. For the thrash, I love it when the bass is kind of really being able to be heard. Because if you don't, the songs just sound really thin. You
Yeah.
listen to And Justice for All, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. I love it with the bass because it just gives it that depth and that oomph and that just, Now let me ask you this. I don't know the answer. I don't have a yes or no answer. We said it was a ballad, or like we like to say ballad-ish.
Yeah, balladish.
Could you call this a power ballad? Because it's got the ballad,
Ooh.
and now we got power. Because you got to have those elements, the ballad and the power.
I'm going to say no on the power
Okay.
balladish, but yes on the ballad. Like, hey, we have we want to bring depth. We want to bring,
Oh, yeah.
we just don't want to give you 8 songs of in your ear, tearing your ear off. We're
Yep.
gonna let you think and relax and kick back. Style.
Could be a power ballad.
It could be.
Right back
Say
into
right back into
I
that.
love it, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. Another 8-minute song. See, this album is like 56 minutes long. Thrash bands weren't doing this. Thrash bands were doing,
32, 28.
yeah, they're
Hey, you get in.
definitely less than 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Definitely less than 40 minutes, but not about 30-minute
Yeah.
range. Would you 32
Yes.
minutes? So this is something I heard of.
And then a lot of them were smaller songs. Like
Yep.
they're just, hey, we're gonna 2-3 minutes ring route.
15
route,
songs.
Yeah.
32-minute long album. 35 minutes. Okay. He is 2.5, 3-minute songs.
Did you say this was on a major label?
Yeah, Mercury?
Atlantic?
No, yeah, Atlantic.
Was this their first thing for a major label?
Nope. The album
Under-
before this.
Under the Influence?
Under the Influence was. Taking Over was on Atlantic. Well, that's what it's telling me now. So I don't know if it was first released on Megaforce and then Atlantic maybe did a. I know that I was reading something about how they've been trying from Atlantic to get the originals. Atlantic still has them. And they still have them as like current or open or whatever, I guess the term is. Like, these aren't like back in the catalog. These aren't, shut down and put on a shelf. They're still the label still has them at a point where they could release them if they wanted to, like
Okay.
albums, but they haven't. And Bobby, they want to get them back so they can remaster them or do whatever they want and put out a re-release, a deluxe edition, an anniversary edition, because Atlantic's not doing it. Fucking, I don't know why.
Yeah.
Just let them buy them from you or whatever, have them so they can. And these albums weren't selling well. I think the last number I read on this album was 67,000.
Not bad.
People, not bad, but people are just not buying it. It hit an 155 on Billboard.
See? But then they're already established band.
Yeah.
Overkill is established band.
Yeah. At this point,
at this point,
they had the 4 studio. Then they also had "Fuck You," which was an EP. I think that was before Under the Influence, Under the Influence. I think there was that EP they had. I don't know if you've ever seen that album cover that says "Overkill, Fuck You," and it's got the big middle finger like this in the middle of the cover.
I gotta look at that, man.
Oh, it's great. I think that might have been my first introduction to Overkill.
Ah, okay.
Was that album. What the hell is this? JJ, what is this? Puts it on. Oh, man, this is awesome. That might have been it.
You know, Bobby's vocals on that Years of Decay right now, that song, amazing, because it was definitely not what we expected.
Not what you were
from the
expecting,
beginning
dude.
of it.
Yeah, for sure.
So they definitely did a second half of the album. Hey, we're gonna expand your mind just a tiny bit on the second half of the album. Worked.
It's great. Adds depth.
Worked.
Adds just differentness.
Yeah. And this is the last song, End, or what is it called?
Evil Never Dies.
Evil Never Dies. This was a great song too. I loved how they ended on this one.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was great.
So on their first 3 studio albums, they had Overkill 1, or just Overkill. Then they had Overkill 2. I can't remember what the subtitle was. And then Overkill 3. So this is technically Overkill 4.
Oh.
This song. And I was reading something about it. Why didn't you guys denote that it was Overkill 4? You know, it's kind of obvious. They always put it at the end of the album.
Yeah.
He said he just wanted it to be a little bit different than what they'd been doing, so people might talk about it more, so it would get kind of word of mouth out there that, like, you know, people talking about it kind of thing. So
that works too.
Any kind of promotion you can get out there is great.
But
this is a fucking thrasher, dude. This intro goes on a little bit too long for me. I know they're trying to create an atmosphere. I would have liked a little bit cut off of that.
All right.
What are we at right now? A minute and 11 seconds? You could have cut 30 seconds off of that and still gotten the same.
Right.
Here we go, dude. Fucking kidding me? There it is. This might be the toughest one on the album. This might be the thrasher of the album, dude. Way to close it out.
Right? That's what I'm saying. Way to close it out.
You take Time to Kill, Elimination, I Hate. Evil Never Dies at the end, dude. You got like boom and then doof, with all these different other things in between. Oh, I love it. What a well constructed album. Thrash, thrash, thrash. Oh, it's thrash. Oh, what's this?
Yeah.
Oh, back to thrash. Oh, what's this? Back to thrash. I love it. It keeps you thinking. Great album construction.
Yes.
Great album construction.
Yeah, we have to say that. Great album construction. Yeah, that was great on definitely on this.
Listen to this, dude. Listen to this. Oh, fuck, dude. The guitar solo here is amazing.
Yeah, it's definitely, we didn't hear this before. The last
Nope.
Eight songs. Love it. That's what I'm saying. I had to give it to Bobby, the guitarist. He did really well. Drums are on point, man. They have not missed a beat yet. And then same thing with the bass. Dee fucking did great.
Dude.
And Bobby, I got to give it to him on this album, man.
Everyone, they were hitting on all cylinders
they
on
definitely
this album. This is, I'll be honest with you, I haven't really, like you did, you're ahead of me on Overkill now. I haven't really listened to any of their newer stuff, so I'm going to have to go listen to it. But for me, thus far, this is the pinnacle album for them.
Yes.
And at this point of thrash, it might be and I'm going to say it, the best, at this time, being released, the best thrash album. I like it better than Injustice for All. I think it sounds better. It has more layers to it. Yes, I get it. One is on Injustice for All. Everybody loves that song. I think it's a great song. It's one of the best songs they ever did. But as a body of work, I will put this album up against Injustice for All, and this is better. This Overkill's Years of Decay is better than Metallica's Injustice for All.
Wow. You said it.
Said it.
Said it.
And I'll put it up online, baby.
Right.
You know what else you can do online? I'm going to repeat myself. You can check out the Big Talk Podcast with Chris and Greg at BigTalkCG.podcast on Instagram and TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, the Big Talk Podcast with Chris and Greg. 3 G's, 2 in the back and 1 in the front. Get it, baby. Oh, this is it, guys. This is the last week of Heavy Metal Month, week 4. Go back. Pantera, Cowboys from Hell, Testament, The New Order, Megadeth, Peace Sells, but who's buying? And right now in your eardrums, Overkill's The Year of Decay. The Years of Decay. Thrash style, heavy metal month.
That's what we did. Third annual heavy metal month.
I'm done. I don't have anything else to say. Mic drop if I could take this thing out. I just walk away.
Don't be damaging our product. Damn. Once again, guys, thank you very much. This is Greg from the Big Talk Podcast with Chris and Greg. Thank you for listening. All 4 episodes, our third annual heavy metal month. We love it. We'll be doing it again next year. Pretty soon, we got some more. Don't forget to listen to us on YouTube or watch us on YouTube. Listen to us on wherever you find your podcast. We definitely love you. Thank you, and see ya. Take us out, Chris. Woo!
That's great. Will it ever die? Oh, yeah. That little...
Yeah.
Good stuff, dude. It's kind of weird. Like right here when it ends, it just... In mid-scream, it's over.